I was thinking about our sterilization video the other day, and it got me to thinking about things that are really hard to clean.
What are you thinking about in particular?
I did a little poking around, and endoscopes I think have got to be one of the hardest things to clean around.
That makes sense. What makes them so hard to clean?
Well, they have a lot of mechanical mechanisms. They have a long internal channel, working ports, and they're also going into a pretty dirty environment.
So how are they cleaned currently? What's the gold standard?
Yeah, so this was a fun little adventure into how they are cleaned. So after a procedure, they're taken out, and right away they go through a bedside cleaning procedure. So they're wiping them off with enzymatic cleaners, and then they put them in a bag and they try to get them to a place where they're going to do more thorough manual cleaning with a sink, often with running water and disinfectants. And that process is quite labor intensive. So somebody's sitting there with scrub brushes, they use different cleaners, they're brushing out the inside internal channels. And that's the first step in the cleaning process associated with endoscopes. After they've gone through a manual cleaning process, they then often get put into an automated endoscope reprocessor. And they're kind of like dishwashers. They have a bunch of different things that they hook up. They do another leak down test at this point, because they also did one as part of the manual cleaning. And then they get another enzymatic treatment, and then they put through disinfectants to bring them up to a point where they're really mostly clean. Endoscopes aren't actually sterilized most of the time. They go through a high-level disinfection process. And they're prone to lots of failures throughout that. So hundreds of manual steps that sequence along. Anyways, after they come out of an automated endoscope cleaner, they're then hung to dry. And that ensures that there's no continued biofilm buildup. And even then, if they're not used for a period of about a week, they're then reprocessed again, even if they haven't been used.
Wow, that's a long process.
Yeah.
With all those manual steps and without sterilization, is it safe?
It is safe. I think it is a medical device. There's standards associated with this, and so the incidence of sterilization, or cleaning, I should say, high-level disinfection for endoscopes is about 1 in 1.8 million that would cause an adverse medical event. So pretty low, but it is still a pretty challenging process for the operators that are going through this. And so that 1.1 in 1.8 million doesn't account for all the people that may end up with work-related incidences. And because it's such a usability nightmare, there are sequenced steps that sometimes are missed. And those numbers are potentially underreported, right? So when you talk about these things, those are known or documented cases.
Wow.
So yeah, it is safe, but not great.
Yeah, and I know these are really common devices, so this must be happening all of the time. Is the industry pretty big?
Yeah, it's actually a surprisingly big industry. So I think automated endoscope reprocessing, just that middle bit that we were talking about there, that industry is worth $2.5 billion, which if you try to compare it to other industries that are out there, ventilators are about $2.5 billion. People know about that. And other ones, things like auto injectors or orthopedic power tools, each of those is the same market size as something that automates some of the sequence associated with endoscope reprocessing.
Wow, that's a big part of the market. So what's going on? What's new in this industry?
Yeah, with such a large thing, a lot of companies are trying to remove a lot of the workflow steps that we were talking about there. And the big one really is associated with manual cleaning. And so probably the biggest news in there is the Steris Inspire 300 device. So they have developed a system that removes the manual cleaning process that we're talking about. After what happens at the bedside, it goes in, it gets cleaned once, and then it goes into the AER. Okay. Now it just goes straight into the AER after the bedside cleaning, which is a big deal. And it also addresses a lot of the inner channel cleaning processes. Beyond that, there are a couple of companies that have developed specific devices for cleaning the inner channels, and the reason for that is that bio buildup is common in those spaces. And so the two devices that I'm aware of, and I'm sure there's others, is a Pentax Typhoon, which has Aqua Typhoon, which has a great name, and Nanosonics has the Chorus product as well. And they use entrapped bubbles or pulsatile flow to help sort of break up or agitate the inner channels. So.
It's very interesting. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.